She didn't know his name. She didn't know his past. All she knew was that the trembling boy standing on her porch had nowhere to sleep that night. But what she didn't know was that opening her door would soon open her heart and change her entire life forever. Before we begin, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Kindness Stories for more true, heart-touching moments. Margaret Collins had lived alone for 9 quiet years in her aging 2-story house at the end of Willow Lane. She liked it that way. Simple mornings, silent evenings, a routine untouched by surprises. But on a storm-soaked Thursday night, that routine cracked open when she heard 3 hesitant knocks on her front door. When she opened it, she found a dripping, shivering young man, maybe 19, maybe 20, clutching a torn backpack to his chest like it was everything he owned. His voice quivered as he spoke. "Ma'am, I'm sorry to bother you, but I just need somewhere dry to wait out the storm." Margaret saw exhaustion carved into the boy's face, the kind that came from months, maybe years, of life being too heavy. She could have said no. She could have closed the door gently, wished him luck, and returned to her warm living room. But something in the boy's eyes, fear, mixed with a fragile hope, reminded her painfully of her own son, gone for years now. Without overthinking, she stepped aside. "You can come in," she said quietly. He whispered his name, Ethan, a first-year college student, working 2 jobs, recently evicted because he couldn't keep up with the rent. He had no family to call, no friends close enough to ask for help. Margaret listened as he spoke, his voice small, like he wasn't used to anyone caring long enough to hear his story. She heated soup, handed him a towel, and offered him the spare room that had been untouched since her son left for the military 9 years before. Ethan tried to refuse, embarrassed, overwhelmed, but Margaret insisted. "Everyone deserves a safe night," she told him. What neither of them knew was that this single night would be the beginning of something far bigger than shelter. Something that would slowly rebuild 2 broken hearts that had been wandering, alone for far too long. The next morning, Margaret awoke to the scent of pancakes and the sound of soft humming from the kitchen, something she hadn't heard since her son lived at home. Ethan, awkward but determined, had woken early to make breakfast as thanks. Over the next days, Margaret learned things she never expected. Ethan was brilliant, gentle, determined beyond reason, but burdened by years of being told he wasn't worth anything. His parents had left early in his childhood. He had grown up in shelters and temporary homes, clawing his way through life with no guidance and very little kindness. Margaret found herself wanting to give him what life hadn't, a place to breathe, a place to feel safe. 1 week turned into 2, then into a month. Ethan began carrying groceries for her, repairing things around the house, walking with her in the evenings. She helped him edit essays, taught him home-cooked recipes, and reminded him often that he was capable of more than he realized. Slowly, they filled the silence of the house with laughter, shared stories and late-night conversations at the kitchen table. And then one evening, Margaret found a note on the kitchen counter. For a moment, her heart dropped, terrified he had left without goodbye. But the note said something else entirely. "You gave me more than a room. You gave me a future. I got a scholarship today. I couldn't have done it without you. I won't ever forget what you did for me." Behind the note, Ethan stood with tears in his eyes. "You changed my life," he whispered. But Margaret shook her head gently. "No, sweetheart. You changed mine." In helping Ethan find stability, she rediscovered her own purpose, her capacity to love, to nurture, to open her home and heart again. 2 people, broken in different ways, had unknowingly healed each other simply through kindness. And it all began with 3 hesitant knocks on a stormy night. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Kindness Stories for more uplifting moments.